Hi everyone, welcome back. As always, first we have this preview and next we have the unboxing. By the way, feel free to pause the video every time you need. In this shot we can see the label of the box and some of my sizes in other brands. I didn't find anything else in the box. In this shot we can see both of them, but we start with the left foot because we want to see if the quality is consistent or not. If you care about cushioning, you should pay attention to this part. I will try to leave some ratings in this video for every part, so this way you will understand better which one I did like it and which one I didn't like it as much. These Pro 3, they are 250 euros or dollars, so they have a hefty price. As you can tell by now, these are not the regular sneakers you can see every day. These are pro sneakers. They are for marathons or half marathons or race day if you want. And I'm saying that because they are coming with less weight, less materials. Everything is less in these sneakers. As you can probably tell, that mesh is really thin, so don't expect these sneakers to be really durable, you know. Most of the marathon sneakers are made this way, so it's not a surprise for me. In the back we have a pull tab. I wish it was a bit larger because this way it's a bit more harder to use it actually when you need it. In this shot we can see the outsole, very strange looking. This is normal in Adidas for marathon sneakers. They have some energy rods in them, those are carbon fiber made. In this outsole we can see 3 different patches of rubber. They are very thin. I know they're supposed to reduce the weight of the sneakers and they do that, but I wish they were a bit thicker. I mean, they are very thin. I don't know, it might have 1 millimeter or so. So that's very thin. And beside that they have some perforations, so it's not only rubber, you know, they still have some exposed foam quite a bit. About the midsole, they have probably the most soft foam that they have in Adidas, this Lightstrike Pro. I always like this foam, honestly. It's very soft, very bouncy, and together with the energy rods that you've seen before, you can imagine that they have great cushioning, great bounce back. They are very good in that regard. My only complaint will be the rubber being this thin. They are not very stable, so they are a bit too wobbly because of that very thin rubber that they have in those outsoles. About the insoles, as you can see, they are extremely thin. They don't have many models that they have these thin insoles, so they are almost like they don't help very much. I mean, they have like 2.5 millimeters or so. About the footbed, it's firmer than expected. I know that they have it this way because they want to make a bit more stability for the feet with this kind of footbed, but still you lose in comfort because you don't have thick insoles. And here we have the right foot and also the labels that are attached. I won't spend much time with that, so pause the video if you need. I have to be fair and say that they didn't have any quality issues in these sneakers, no problems with the glue or the stitching. from what I can see. Here on the midsole they have 39 millimeters, so that will be almost at the edge of marathon sneakers because those have 40 millimeters max. So the end of the toe, as usual, is reinforced with some rubberized material on the interior. On the heel, that lining is very strange material for me. I didn't expect to see something like that in this kind of sneakers. Here again we can see the outsole. In the shot we can see both insoles. In the shot we have the second internal label. And here we have the weight test. And a comparison with other sneakers. In the shot we can see how those insoles fit to my feet. These sneakers are true to size, but one thing that I noticed, they are much wider than many other sneakers. Not only Adidas here, I'm saying every other sneaker. For me they were too wide this time. The curious thing is that the insoles look the same, but once you have them in your feet, they are much wider than you need. If you have regular feet like I have, they are too wide for you. In this shot we can see the size of the insoles and also the outsoles. In this shot we can see the size of these laces, the thickness and everything else. And here we can see them a bit better without the laces. First thing that I notice is that they don't have a gusseted tongue. This is weird for me, not saying having that, but anyway. The tongue is extremely thin and perforated, so it's hard to even call it a tongue, but that is how it looks in these sneakers. And also the shape is very futuristic, but I guess it gets the job done. I'm okay with that, with the shape. The tongue and the cage, they have almost the same thickness, which is not much, around 1 millimeter or so. On this tongue I didn't see any padding. I wish they were having some, because when you put a lot of miles in them, at some point you will need that padding, so I'm expecting that they will have some issues because of that. While I was testing them indoors, I didn't have any problems, but it's not the same thing going outside and running with them 40 kilometers, for example, or miles if you want. In this shot I'm trying to show you how thick is that midsole, so I'm using my fingers just to get yourself a better idea if you need. About the rigidity, it's right on point, it's very good in these sneakers. In this shot I'm trying to show you how much of that internal midsole you have inside. Basically is almost as much as you can see outside, so very true these sneakers. And here we have the water drop test. The upper is made with mesh. You can imagine that you will get wet with them in your feet in real life. No matter what is happening here, even though they are still getting wet, but in real life, obviously you'll get wet with them. And that's normal because they aren't made for that, you know, like having water resistance. And even here in the shot where the water stays on the surface, because they are perforated, it's obvious that you'll get wet, you know. I mean, I don't think it's needed to explain that. But I'm keep doing this test because I did it in other sneakers and you have to see how it's in this situation. Finally, we have here the on-fit shots. Yeah, the tongue is a bit too flimsy for my liking, but I don't know, this is how it is. First impression with them in my feet. First of all, I think I noticed that they are wider in that toe box. I mean, that is so obvious in these sneakers. At first, I thought maybe I should size down, but I noticed that the length is correct. I mean, that is the right length for my feet. So you shouldn't size down because you will end up having them too short. So unless you have wide feet or wider feet than usual, than regular, I wouldn't recommend to use this one, these sneakers. About the comfort and cushioning. The comfort seems to be okay. The cushioning also is pretty much amazing, to be honest. The bounce back also, you can feel it very well in these sneakers. I will say that they aren't made to walk with them because they have that much bounce back. The only problem remains that toe box being too wide, and also maybe that outsole that is extremely thin. So while I was moving around with them on my feet, I was having this question in my mind: what they have better than Boston 12 from Adidas? And that is a very hard question because I really couldn't see something better in this one over those. It might be, but as right now I didn't manage to find it, to be honest. Those Boston 12 had better stability than these ones. The comfort was better in those because they weren't as wide as these ones. So this will be my first thoughts with them on my feet, you know. And other thing to keep in mind, these ones, they are almost 100 euros or dollars more expensive than those. So this is quite a big difference, you know, in price. That's why I don't see any reason to upgrade to these ones over those. Just my opinion. The stability is not bad, but it's not as good as those Boston 12, which are very similar in shape with these ones. From the shot you can tell that they are true to size for me. Shorter than this will be a problem for my toes. In the shot I'm trying to show you how much extra space I have in that toe box. It's good to have some extra space, but here is a bit too much than I need. And my feet will wiggle around too much inside, so I know that the feet will swell while you are exercising, but even so, I think they have a bit too much space in that toe box. Here I decided to add this comparison just because I had them in my home, those Duramo RC. It's not because they are similar or anything, just to show you how they are, you know, in size, as a reference, if you can call it this way. For those of you that don't have any idea how they are, the difference in between them, well, the comfort and the stability is the best in Duramo RC because they have lower stack, a firmer outsole and midsole, and in cushioning is no comparison. The Adios Pro 3, they are way superior, and bounce back also, so they are so different because like I said, they have a big difference in price. The black ones, basically they are 5 times the price, so you can expect that. About Pro 3, I didn't find any reflective materials. I wish they were having some reflective materials in them. Duramo RC, by the way, they have better outsoles. And here I decided to add my daily trainers. They are New Balance More V4 in this case. In the shot we can see the outsoles. I don't like any of them, both of them are bad, but this is how they are. The stability is much superior in New Balance because they have wider outsoles, but also they are much sluggish when you are running with them. You can feel that they don't give you speed, you know. About the comfort, I think the New Balance has better comfort because the footbed in Pro 3 is a bit too firm, and you can feel that. Although they have great bounce back and cushioning, they are not as comfy as New Balance. But as I said before, they are completely different sneakers. New Balance is for recovery days, for daily trainer if you want, although they are sluggish. The other ones, they are made for half marathon, even marathon or race day, so they are different. The Adidas have carbon fiber inside, so that's a plus for the bounce back, obviously, but is a minus for the comfort sometimes. We can see here next on this channel, there are these ones. I hope you won't miss that episode also. I will end here this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. If you have any questions, just let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because that is so important for me. Have a nice day and please take care of you.